Welcome back to the channel, boys. This is a video that I've wanted to do for a while, but I decided to hold off with the massive influx of buffs and nerfs in Wonderlands, but I think today is when I'm finally going to pull the trigger and make this video. In this video, I'm going to be going over my top 5 must-have weapons in Wonderlands. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying that every single weapon on this list is going to 1000% turn your build into a killing machine, but these are 5 weapons that I truly believe you should at one point on your character check out to see what it does for your build. Now, in order to give you guys a good idea of power, I'm playing on Intense in the Chaos Chamber, and for every piece of gameplay I show, I'm going to be doing the same exact run. I'm doing the current featured run, so all of the results are basically going to be the same here. Again, I am playing on Intense, and just to really give you an idea of how good these guns are, I'm playing on a Clawbringer, so that should be pretty fun. Now, these are going to be in no particular order, but without wasting any more of your time, let's get right into it. Now, the first gun that I would like to talk about is the Nightshade SMG. And the reason why the Nightshade is on the list isn't because I think it's an undiscovered weapon that people need to know about, even though they totally do, but rather because at launch, the Nightshade was basically the only SMG everybody was using. But after the buff wave hit in Wonderlands, I feel like a lot of people have just kind of forgotten how good this thing is, so I want to give it some spotlight today. The Nightshade SMG is legitimately one of the most powerful guns in the game. Whether or not you have the green version or the purple version like I see here, it still performs at Chaos 35. Now, I will say that out of all the guns I tried today for this list, I do think that the Nightshade is among the weaker. However, it is easier to obtain than most, so for that reason I wanted to put it on here and show it off to you guys. Now, the best variant that you want to get is the ×4 Dala version. These do come in Tediore, and you can also get them in Hyperion, but I truly believe that the Dala version is the one that you want to be on the lookout for. Now, for the firing mode, a lot of people like Burst. I am personally more a fan of full auto, and while the fire rate will slow down towards the end of the mag, I think it's totally okay, because this thing is a bona fide killer. If you're a Berserker, be sure to keep an eye out for this thing, especially because it's Frost and only comes in Frost, and as you Berserkers know, you can make Frost weapons even nuttier than they already are. So yeah, really quickly, just wanted to talk about the Nightshade, because I feel as though a lot of people kind of sweep it under the rug, forgetting just how good this thing actually is. So be sure to go and check it out. It is a world drop only, so the best chance to get it is probably in the Chaos Chamber. Now, next up on the list, let's talk about Torg. Now, Torg is a very controversial manufacturer in Wonderlands because of all of the questionable things that have been going on with it. First of all, since launch, it's been insanely powerful, and recently it just received a massive buff to the manufacturer for whatever reason. But the shotgun we're going to be talking about is the Sword Explosion. Now, I have already covered this thing on the channel. It is absolutely nutty. Seriously, one of the best guns in Wonderlands right now, and probably the highest DPS shotgun, which is why it's on the list. Now, let me be clear, I'm recording this on a Tuesday. Thursday is hotfix days for Wonderlands, so this could get nerfed for all I know, but at the time of using this, I'm telling you right now, it is 100% deserving to be on the list. But furthermore, I am testing the Sword Explosion and showing the Sword Explosion off to you guys, because I really think, regardless of what Gearbox does, whether it's toning down the Torg manufacturer or even toning down the Sword Explosion, I think this gun is going to be fine. When making this list, I was all about making sure that the things I pick would hold up even if they got nerfed, and the Sword Explosion, I believe, is one of those weapons. I don't think this is a gun that's going to get butchered with a hotfix. Now, hopefully I'm not speaking that into existence. If I am, this can be used in a shitpost, and you can send it to me on Twitter at EpicNNG if you want to grow your cock by 6 inches. But let's hope that does not happen. The real beauty of the Sword Explosion is sticky mode. You really don't want to use this thing on impact mode, and if you are using it on sticky mode, which you should be, you want to make sure that you're going for as much mag size as you can too, because the more stickies you put on the enemy when you reload, the larger the damage is going to be. Now, if you want to get your hands on a Sword Explosion, you can get it from LeChance in Walktooth Shallows. That's that bony pirate boyo, and yeah, this thing is absolutely disgusting. Like, legitimately, you need to get your hands on this. If there is one thing on this list I recommend out of anything else, it is the Sword Explosion. You will not regret getting this gun. Now, moving on, let's talk about pistols. I have brought in the Gluttony. The Gluttony is a gun which, since launch, I believed was already one of the best pistols in the game, and probably the best Tediore in the game. Now, Gearbox obviously didn't believe me because they went ahead and buffed it by, I believe, 14 or 18% just a few weeks after. The Gluttony now, without a doubt for me, is the best Tediore in the game. If I'm going to pick up a Tediore, it will be the Gluttony, or it will be the Purple Pixies, but those are a lot harder to roll as opposed to the Gluttony. So I really just believe that the Gluttony is the best Tediore in the game all around. You want to get the Dagger Storm all the time, just throwing it at enemies. And what's actually unique about the Dagger Storm is that it does gun damage. A lot of people think the daggers deal melee damage, thus making the Gluttony not that desirable. But no, the Gluttony's throw actually does gun damage, making it very good for gun builds. Like you've seen in the past, I did Chuck Explosion, so yeah, really recommend this gun. If you do want it, it drops from Droll the Troll in Queen's Gate. You have to drain the ocean before you go to Droll the Troll, and it's the obelisk boss. And yeah, try and get it in ×2 or ×1. I don't think it makes a big difference, but man, I just had to talk about the Gluttony today. Now, moving on, we've got the Live Wire SMG. Now, this is going to be a pretty controversial pick, I'm sure, because I know not a lot of people are going to get behind this one. Let me be absolutely clear. Why is the Live Wire on my list? Epic, how is this a must-have when there are other SMGs that outperform the Live Wire? Aside from it just dealing good gun damage as it is, the fact that the Live Wire scales off of your initial hit from your melee and does even more damage on the chain is absolutely disgusting. But furthermore, what's even more disgusting than that is that the lower the mag is on the Live Wire, the more damage that chain does, going up to 1-to-1 damage on your melee hit. So if you are doing a melee build in Wonderlands, pick up the Live Wire. It is absolutely a must-have and is once again another gun which I don't think can be butchered with a nerf. So if you want to do melee builds, I would highly recommend the Live Wire. If you want to get a Live Wire, head to the Chaos Chamber because this thing only world drops at the time of recording this video. Now on to the final gun for my list. One of, if not the most must-have weapon in Wonderlands from my point of view, is the Last Rites Hyperion shotgun. Boy oh boy, where do we start with this baby? In my opinion, one of the most underrated shotguns in the game. A lot of people look at this, see it's a blue, see that you can't put an enchant on it because it's a mission reward and it's bugged, and they think it's trash, and you could not be further from the truth. Dropping from the 20,000 Years Under the Sea quest in Wartooth Shallows, the Last Rites mission reward shotgun is hands down one of the strongest weapons in the game. For those of you who don't know what the Last Rites is, it's basically like a recursion and a brainstormer went into the back rooms, plowed the ever-living cow out of each other, and then out came the Last Rites. When you shoot enemies with the Last Rites, if there's anything near it, it chains towards them, ricocheting between them, dealing massive group damage. Now, this is 1000% more of a group damage gun than a single target damage gun. I would absolutely only use this for mobbing, but oh my god, it is so good, especially if you're playing a spell shot with the skill to reload your guns on kill. You will never have to reload the Last Rites, and it is the most spammable weapon in the game. Anytime someone tells me they don't like the Last Rites, I genuinely can't help but just laugh at them, because they either A, don't know what they're talking about, or maybe they've just had like a 1 in a million bad experience with the gun, because the Last Rites is 1000% one of the strongest guns in Wonderlands, and when they eventually fix it to get enchants on it, I think it becomes a top 3 gun in the entire game. But boys, that's going to do it for my list here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you want to see next. Maybe we should go over shields or spells. I think a lot of people might want to know about spells in Wonderlands, so that could be pretty fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you would have for your list in the comment section down below, and I'll see you later, you little insects. Take it easy.